Hey, what's going on everyone? I hope you guys are doing well, and I hope that all of you are having a great day, and thank you for joining me for your daily dose of Star Wars. The Last Jedi pulled a story in multiple directions that were unexpected from the majority of people, and this really re-emphasized the fact that this film was not a remake of The Empire Strikes Back, and that was a welcome to most fans, and it was too different to some, but nonetheless, we look towards Episode 9. Episode 9 will mark the end of the iconic Skywalker family saga, and I think that since the initial idea for the sequel trilogy was to focus on one member of the Big Three, with The Force Awakens being Han's film, The Last Jedi being Luke's film, and 9 was supposed to be Leia's time to shine. And now with Carrie Fisher having passed away, and Han not having any possible way of being alive in canon, Luke is our last hope for an appearance by the member of a Big Three. Given the circumstances that the trilogy finds itself in, it's likely that JJ will not have Episode 9 continuing right after The Last Jedi as The Last Jedi did The Force Awakens. Rather, it's likely that JJ will incorporate a time jump in the film where he will likely have Leia pass away off-screen on some heroic last mission that will honor the character's legacy. Given this, Luke's presence in the film would be fantastic. Of course, with Luke having moved on into the Force as of now, the Force Ghost route is the obvious answer. But the video I did a couple days ago where Domhnall Gleeson and Daisy Ridley were interviewed said that they believed that Episode 9 would continue to stir things up, and that a great unexpected way to do that would be to have Luke still be alive. After all, he is the most powerful Jedi to ever live. As I mentioned yesterday, I think that JJ has to be aware that Mark is still interested in continuing to play the character, and perhaps if JJ wanted, he could keep Luke alive and could have had Luke close himself off from the Force completely to protect himself and give the illusion that he is really gone. Since Rey was able to find him the first time with the Resistance, and perhaps with the twin sons image from the film at the Last Jedi ending, maybe that's where he's gone. Digging into this deeper, let me explain what I mean by Luke closing himself off from the Force completely. In The Last Jedi, during Rey's training, she realizes that Luke has closed himself off from the Force completely. So she thinks, because she didn't see him when Luke was teaching her what the Force was exactly. And he must have not done it entirely, considering he's still able to sense things about Rey. This must mean that he's still somewhat with the Force, and he hasn't turned himself off from it completely. An example of this being when she goes to the Force tree. Luke notices this and senses that there's something, another reason why she's here and why the Resistance has chosen her. Given Luke was able to reconnect himself fully with the Force at the end of The Last Jedi, which was a true act of selflessness, allowing the Resistance to escape the clutches of the First Order. Luke was so powerful that he was able to put himself on another planet, and this took all of his energy. In his last moments during his selfless act, he saw the twin sons of Tatooine, and maybe instead of these being his last moments, maybe he is so powerful to the point that this is where he took himself, completely closed off from the Force, coming back full circle to Tatooine where his journey began, where he cannot be disturbed again, where he can have the life he might have had if 3PO and R2 hadn't come into his life and he hadn't gone off with Ben Kenobi. With Luke presumed to be gone, this would allow him to wait for the First Order to be vulnerable, and he can come in and be the hero of the Skywalker saga, allowing himself to come back into the Force when he is needed, to reveal himself when he is needed most in Episode 9, to become the hero. Just as Han did in the original trilogy, returning to help take out the Death Star, after we presumed he had taken off. What do you guys think about my theory? Would you be okay with Luke having closed himself off from the Force completely to go back to Tatooine, and becoming the Resistance secret weapon without anyone else knowing, even if the Resistance, and even if it was only Luke who knew, playing it close to the chest? That wraps things up for me here in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give this video a thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one. If you want to follow me on social media, you can find me on Twitter, which I use most, Facebook, and Instagram at SWCoffeeYouTube. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to become a daily coffee drinker, feel free to hit that bell down below to get a notification on your iOS or Android device, or even your desktop browser whenever a new video goes live. Thank you guys for watching. As always, keep loving Star Wars, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.